Hi, it's Miss Liza from the library from Columbia Falls. I'm so sorry that I don't get to see you at the library every week. So we can still do our early literacy classes right here, all together. So today I'm going to do a rain story time for you because it's raining right now, right? And sometimes we think, ugh, rain, because we don't think it's going to be fun, but actually it can be really fun to go out in the rain, right? Because you get to put your boots on and you get to stomp in the puddles and maybe put an umbrella up, and the world looks totally different under an umbrella. So it can be really fun. So we're going to do rain today. Can we make a rainstorm right here inside? We can. I'm going to sit back for this little bit. We're going to do grown-ups. We're going to practice our coordination and our sound dynamics a little bit. I've got to sit back here so you can see my lap. So you got to get your rain ready, your rainmakers. And you're going to need to use your lap. Have you ever done this before? We're going to start by doing just our little fingers right on our laps right here. And you probably can't even barely hear that. And then a little bit more. Tap, 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 tap. Then more. And then it really starts raining hard. And then, oh, the rainstorm is passing. That's pretty fun, huh? Should we do that again? Are you ready? Just your little fingers to begin with. And then your whole fingers, whole hand. Coming. And then it eases up a little bit and sounds a little softer. And then all done. Just a little bit. That was pretty fun. Thanks for doing that with me. All right, I'm going to sit a little closer so we can you can see, because I'm going to read a book. So this book is called Cloud Country. And it is by Noah Klocek, and it's illustrated by Noah Klocek, and the words are by Bonny Becker. And this is really beautiful illustrations. Very, very cool. I've got some cool end papers. Cloud Country. All right. It's all about a little, kind of like a little girl cloud, little young cloud. She's named Gale. Gale floated on a warm breeze, watching the land below. Far off, a deer trotted across a meadow. Ducklings scrambled after their mother. Gale sighed, wishing she could look at the world like this forever. Have you ever thought about what it might be like to be a cloud? This is what it's like, I guess. She's looking down at us, kind of like how we look up at clouds, right? Earth gazing again? Asked her mother. Gale nodded. She knew she should have been practicing her cloud shapes. Today was Formation School graduation day, when all the young cloudlets like Gale would show the guardians what cloud shapes they could make. Cloud school? School. Already, other cloudlets and their families were swiftly floating by. Gale couldn't help noticing how well they drifted and billowed. Though she had been practicing all year, she couldn't make even one real cloud shape. She closed her eyes tightly and tried again. She thought dark, stormy thoughts. Does this look like a cumulus cloud? She asked her little brother, Nimba. Elephant cloud, he cried. Gale thought puffy, fluffy, fat-cheeked thoughts, hoping to create a cumulus cloud, one of those big, big, poofy ones. Lamb cloud, Nimba clapped his hands. She makes all her clouds like animals. Don't worry, Mama said. I know you can do it, Gale. She hoped Mama was right. It would be wonderful to graduate from formation school, forming a cloud shape she could be proud of. But Gail was out of time to practice. The other cloudlets in Gail's class were moving onto the stage. Will she be able to do it? The guardians called each student forward one by one. Ceres clouds stretched into a wispy stratus, one of the flat clouds. Stratos clouds rose into a wide altocumulus and disappeared. Bluster's cloud whirled around and around. Everyone knew he wanted to make funnel clouds when he grew up. There's all the cloud shapes that all the other students are making. Soon it was Gail's turn. Formation? Asked the head guardian. Cumulus cloud, she mumbled. Her stomach felt full of tiny slivers of lightning, but Gail took a deep breath and thought plump, fluffy, cumulus thoughts. It's the big guardian. It's much bigger than Gail. Tugboat? Guessed the guardian. Quickly, Gail tried again. She thought fierce, flashing, cumulonimbus thoughts, like big thunderstorm thoughts. Dog? Another guardian guessed. They were looking at each other now, and Gail could hear everyone else murmuring. Would you like to try once more? The head guardian asked. Can she do it? Gail couldn't help it. She began to rain. I guess that's what clouds do when they're really sad. Raindrops pitter-pattered down her cheeks. She had spent too much time looking at the land below, after all. The head guardian tried again. No other formations? He asked. No, Gail whispered. Just things like mountains and bears and frogs. The crowd gasped. Only land below shapes? Asked the oldest guardian. Gail nodded. She could see Mama's worried face. The guardians bent their heads to talk. Finally, the oldest guardian knelt beside her. We are so glad to finally find you. His voice was gentle. We've been waiting for another daydream cloud for a long time. Daydream cloud? Gail had never heard of that. She's special. You will make fish and boats, waterfalls and crows, said the head guardian. You'll make castles in the air, said another. Gail was confused. I'd make my own shapes? She asked. She's going to make all the things that she sees. The oldest guardian laughed. That's what daydream clouds do. They make shapes from the land below, shapes the world can dream on. Congratulations, class, the head guardian announced. Now you have all graduated from formation school. Gail could hardly believe it. She would be allowed to earth gaze all day. She could create shapes of the many things she loved. The swaying trees, the lumbering bears, the great fish. Gail twirled so fast she nearly made a funnel cloud. Gail's mother hugged her. I am so proud of you. Nimba reached for her hand. Gail happy? Gail nodded, and she thought happy puffy thoughts. Not because she was trying to make a cumulus cloud. But because she believed that happy puffy thoughts would make the best shapes for the land below to dream on. So maybe Gail is the reason why when we look up, we see all those clouds in all those crazy shapes. Maybe. That was a fun one, huh? All right, are we ready for song? Can we do a song? Will you sing with me? So much more fun when you sing with me. This one's about what happens when it starts to rain outside. Or maybe you're already out in the rain. Maybe that's how we'll start this song. And we're going to do this song, grown-ups, we're going to do this song to the same tune as Frere Jacques. And remember, we sing, it's fun to sing, so that's partly why we sing, but we also sing because it's really good development for vocabulary development, and kids get to hear the rhythms and rhymes of language even better in songs. That's why we do that. All right. I hear thunder, I hear thunder, hey don't you, pitter patter raindrops, pitter patter raindrops, I'm wet through, so are you. Can we do that again? All right, so it's, remember, I hear thunder, and then hey don't you, pitter patter raindrops, and I'm wet through. All right. I hear thunder, I hear thunder, hey don't you, pitter patter raindrops, I'm wet through, so are you. All right. Oh, there's another verse. Should we do another verse? This one we're going to put our coats on first and our boots, and then we're going to hurry, and then we're going to put up an umbrella and be all dry. All right. Put your coat on and your boots on. Hurry now. Put up your umbrella. You're all dry, so am I. All right, thank you guys for singing with me. That was pretty fun. All right, should we read another book? All right, so let's read this next. This book is called Look, It's Raining, and it's by Mathieu Perloot, and the illustrations are by Maria Deck. Now open up an acorn. Look, it's raining, and the little bug has an umbrella. So cute. It's Sunday, and Camille is bored. She's read all her books, and she's tidied her box of pencils by color. No one is paying any attention to her. Rainy days can be tough, huh? Mom reads the newspaper. Dad folds the clothes. Camille could just leave the house. No one would notice. Is that a good idea? That's not a good idea. Your parents need to know where you are, right? So Camille slips quietly outside. Uh-oh. Out through the window? Outside, the sky is gray. It's so low, Camille could touch it. Suddenly, thunder roars. Camille shivers with happiness. Ooh, she's like me. I love thunderstorms. I love thunder and lightning. They're so exciting. Look at that. Big raindrops plop onto her head, roll down her hair and face. Camille sticks out her tongue, and the rain tastes like dust, like clouds. Look at that. Catching raindrops. On the ground, a column of ants zigzags and spins. Camille watches the little red dots. Where are you going? She asks. We're going to a show, an ant says. A show? Are those ants really talking? Look at those little ants. Maybe she's imagining it. Camille runs her hands through the tall, wet grass. The strands tickle her palms, and water splashes the tip of her nose. She loves the plant that spreads its leaves like an octopus in the ocean. Look at that. Camille's garden looks like an all-green sea. That's a lot of rain. We sometimes get that much rain, huh? On a rose bush, beaded with rain, a spider spins a web. Camille studies her tangled legs and colourful spots. Look at that. You are too beautiful to scare me. I'd rather be scary, the spider says. Hurry, you'll miss the show. What is this show that everyone's talking about? Wonders Camille. Everything looks really pretty when it's all beaded in rain like that. Camille ponders a big tree with powerful roots. She imagines the roots running deep beneath her house, across the street and into her neighbor's garden. Look at that. I think that's our cover picture. On the ground at her feet, Camille spots 2 snails, crawling slowly. It's far, one says. It's long, the other says. If we had wings, we would have been there by now. Camille gently picks up a snail in each hand and places them at the foot of the tree. Oh. Do you ever do that? Help worms get across the path? I do. That's when Camille discovers a small, shiny black thing suspended from a branch. What is that? It's a chrysalis. A bee buzzes in her ear. Ooh, do you see that? A chrysalis. What do you know about that word? What's a chrysalis? Look at that. I think this, although it looks like an acorn, 2 eyes shine in the hedge. Camille recognizes them. They belong to the neighbor's big grey cat. Look closely, Camille. The show is about to begin. What's the show? What's gonna come out? Suddenly the rain stops. A scent of damp earth and faded flowers floats in the air. The clouds open. The sun begins to shine, and she looks almost like, look at the spider. Wow. Time stops, and Camille's heart tightens. When she closes her eyes, she can still see the color of the new butterfly's wings as it flies away into the bright blue sky. It is so beautiful. It's Sunday, and Camille is no longer bored. Let's go for a walk, Camille shouts. It's silly to stay inside all day. That's for sure. There's a whole crazy, beautiful world out there. Outside, there is always a show to see. Especially if you're looking very, very closely at all the little tiny things. Sometimes you have to really use your super good eyesight and peer really closely at the natural world. So that's why it's totally worth getting outside and into the rain, right? Because you can see amazing and different and new things. So at this point in our story time, I would normally be telling you about the activities that I would have set up for you below the stage. But we can't be there in the library yet altogether. So for now, I'm going to make some suggestions that maybe you can do some of these things with your family. So My first suggestion is a little experiment that you can do. You'll need 2 glasses or 2 jars. It's called cloud in a jar. So grown-ups, you'll have to help set this up. So you'll need 1 glass about 2/3 full, and then some colored water. So just some food coloring in water. And you'll need some kind of little dropper. So we use pipettes at the library because they're really good fine motor coordination practice for those developing those writing skills later on. So if you've got one of those, that's great. You squeeze and release. Otherwise, you can use a little teeny tiny measuring spoon or something like that. You're gonna need some shaving foam, which you're gonna spray onto the top of this. And mine's actually all empty, so I'm not gonna do it, but I'll explain. You spray your shaving foam on the top. That's gonna be your cloud, and then you're gonna drip, drip, drip your colored water onto your cloud. Drip, 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 and you'll see it'll start to rain, and that's pretty cool. So that's one of my suggestions. My second suggestion is a bath time playing activity. If you have a bathtub in your house or a shower stall, and it's a place where you feel like it would be okay to use a little paint, thinned out paint, or even food coloring mixed with water, you can either put that into a spray bottle and squirt it at the wall and then watch all that drip down, or you can, if that's either too messy or you don't have a bathtub, you can do the same kind of thing but on paper. So what you're going to do, you're going to get a big piece of paper, the thicker the better, but any paper will do, and dab a little bit of paint, or again, food coloring is fine. But so grown-ups, you're going to have to do this. You dab it on and then let it dry. You have to wait. So that's tricky. You do have to wait for this one. This one's all dry. And then you get your little spray bottle of water and you squirt it and you make rain. And this is one that somebody did. This is from somebody last year at the library. Pretty cool. If you want to make it even more exciting, if you've got a printer at home, you can print out stuff. Or if you're good at drawing, you can draw a little person, or you can print out a picture. I printed this one of a little person, and you have the same spots up at the top. And again, squirt, 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 and you can make it drip on your little person. So that's pretty fun. Yeah, and I think I have one more activity to share with you. But that one's I'm going to show you in a second. So I'm going to stop and then I'll start again. All right, for my last activity, we have a sensory tub, and we do these at the library all the time, and partly it's because it's a really great hands-on play. The more we do of that, it's great for brain development. It's a super important part of early childhood development. So a bunch of cotton balls in your sensory tub, and remember that colored water, and I usually put the colored water in some sort of a reservoir, and you can think of that as a lake if you want to make it a little bit more sciencey. And then you little ones, you just pop your cloud in there, and then you let it rain. See how it's going to drip? And if you squeeze it, it's going to rain. It can rain back into the lake, right? Or you can also bring in your little squirt bottle as well, and that's pretty fun. So those are my 3 activities for rain, but the best activity of all, of course, is get outside with your boots on and jump about in puddles. Or if you've got a bike, even better, just ride right through those puddles and splash everywhere. All right, and remember to look for worms too, because that's really fun after it rains. Okay, have fun. Enjoy the rain. I'll see you next time.